Hey, how you doing? So, summer holidays are over, the kids are back at school, so I can crack on with things I enjoy doing, making some videos for you guys, playing games and painting some minis. So, in this one I want to tell you about a quick idea, like a mini project I did the other afternoon. It went so well, I thought I'd share it with you, and there's going to be a load of free stuff that I'm going to tell you all about that you can grab in this video, so stay tuned. Okay, so the other day I was on the computer, one of the guys at the club put a link on. North Star, one of the online shops, were doing a sale on this book, Kings of War Historicals. It's based on the second edition of Kings of War. There's a new one coming out at the end of the year, they're busy working on and hyping and everything else. So we're selling off copies of this for £1, plus postage and packaging, but I thought for £1, that's a no-brainer. You know me, I'm a big fan of this wargaming, sort of spending as little money as you can, getting the most out of it, not buying into the hype and everything else. I don't tend to jump into brand new games. I like to see them played and everything. I knew a few guys at the club had this game, and for £1, it's a no-brainer. So I grabbed hold of that, got it, started reading through it, really like the look of it. I've played other Mantic games, as you know, Vanguard and other bits and pieces. I heard lots about Kings of War, but never really played it. What put me off was they're 28mm figures. I've got a real issue with playing big games with 28mm figures. I know they're great for painting, they're great for detail and everything else, but you've seen I put videos on about scale and things like that. It just ends up being really expensive. And this is a mass battle game, so you're going to need like a couple of hundred minis ideally to have a big proper game of it, and that's like hundreds of pounds. I don't want to pay hundreds of pounds for a war game. I've got loads of war games and I want to play them all, so I can't be spending hundreds of pounds on all of them. So I thought, right, I want to play this game, how can I do it, blah blah blah. I don't even know if I'm going to like it till I played it a few times, like a lot of things. So I came up with a plan, and what I did, let me show you. Now this is proper old school, okay? So I went on the computer. I'm not brilliant on the computer, but there's some lots of software you can have now. Video editing software, probably Photoshop is the most widely known one, but there's a free one you can get called Gimp, G-I-M-P. I know it sounds wrong, but that's what it's called. Gimp. So have a look at it. You can download it for free, and it's basically a free version of Photoshop. There's loads of tutorials to show you how to do it and everything else. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I've got Gimp, put it on there. From previous things and over the years, I found another website called juniorgeneral.com, and I'll stick a link to that at the end of the video so you can see it. But juniorgeneral.com is a website. There's a load of guys on there, I think they're Americans mostly. They're school teachers, and it's basically a website that's got loads of free to play or free to download different war games, but better than that, it's got loads of picture files for miniatures. So if you know what paper minis are, right? So it's got loads of those. So you've got the normal ones where they're standing up, but you've got top down ones as well, which is like a view from above. And there's hundreds of them for all different eras, sci-fi, fantasy, all the historical stuff and everything else. So you can you can print off, people have made them on their computers, they've uploaded them onto this website, and you can print them off. Top down versions, or sort of normal forward facing versions of paper minis. So I went on Junior General, long story short, started looking through there. I thought I want to play Kings of War Historical. I fancy doing Romans and Barbarians. That's kind of thematic to where I live here in England and everything else. Boadicea was up the road in Essex, or Boudica as some people call her. Boudica, Boadicea, tomatoes, whatever. She's just up the road in Essex. So a lot of the Romans invaded down here on the Kent coast, Kent and Sussex and everywhere else. So yeah, Romans and Barbarians, I thought I'd go for that. So I went on Junior General, found some top-down pictures of Romans and Barbarians, copied and pasted them into Gimp, the photo editor, and long and short, I made a load of these. These are called flats. Some of you will know, some of you won't. I don't know if you can sort of see clearly. These are the Roman dudes, and I've added a little description on the bottom, which isn't coming out on the camera. Basically, it says Roman Legion and their heavy warriors. These guys are archers. Epoxy camera. Anyway, you get the idea. These are some more Romans in there. I want to say Testolo formation, but I've said it wrong. Basically, when they put their shields all up and whatever, made them look like torches, and they could go and do some damage with that. Here's some barbarian warriors. So yeah, so basically Kings of War, there you go. So yeah, Kings of War, it's not so much about the individual minis, it's about the base size. So they're all big units, so they're regiments, legions, hordes and troops. So you make a big base and then you can chuck whatever minis you like on top of it, make a little diorama and away you go. The minis don't get taken out for casualties. They're you track casualties with tokens or dice or whatever. So it's a mass battle game. Tactics are quite, all to do with moving and everything else. So this method of doing flats is really a cool way of doing it. Yes, it looks a bit old-fashioned, I suppose you want to say, but actually, wargaming, we're going back. But this is what Napoleon used. This is what they used in the Second World War. This is the thing. They had the big maps on the tables and their sliders, and they push them around. So actually, it looks kind of what do you want to say? Sort of like original, or true to the roots of wargaming. But the long and short of it is, printed all these out. I did a 200-point army for the Romans. I did a 200-point army, 2,000-point army for the Romans, 2,000-point army for the barbarians. I went on Easy Army, which is their online, army list builder. I made a PDF for each one, printed them off. I've got a quick reference sheet. The rules for Kings of War Fantasy, which will tell you how to play the game, they're also free on the Mantic website, so I've got them. Yeah, so what I've done, I've made a Google Drive and I put everything in it. So there's all the printed out flats for the barbarians, all the printed out flats for the Romans. You can just press the button, they'll come out, they're already resized and everything. I've done them in half scale. So I've got a 4x3 board, as you know. I've done them in half scale, so you can play it like that. So you just basically half all the measurements that are in the book and away you go. There'll also be a quick reference sheet I'll stick in the drive for you. There'll be the army lists for the barbarians from Easy Army. There'll be the army list for the Romans from Easy Army, and there'll be the quick start free PDF rules for Kings of War, so you can play it. All the special rules are also on here. Some of them have got like extra things, like I don't know. So these Praetorian cavalry, they've got thunderous charge. What the hell is thunderous charge? Blah 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 blah. There you go, down the bottom here. Thunderous charge. So it's got all the rules for the special rules as well. So yeah, so you can print it all out, have a read through it, set it up on your coffee. I've done it on half scale, so you can set it up on your coffee table and play it. This is on a 4x3, which is the equivalent of you double it, don't you? So it's an 8x6 table. So 2,000-point army, 8x6 table. There's loads of room for manoeuvring and doing all the stuff, flank attacks and all the whatever. So yeah, have it. Download it, don't want nothing for it, crack on. What I'm saying is, sustainable gaming, having fun, doing stuff on a budget. It's all about getting it to the game. Don't spend 6 months painting and buying an army and everything else. If you've got a new game coming out, you've just got a rule book for whatever, consider making some flats for it. It's dead easy to do. And have a few goes of the game. I can play this now whenever I like. And as I go along, I can build up the bases. I fully intend to get minis for it. We're going to do it at the club. We're going to do it in 10mm. So I'm going to get a load of miniatures, probably from Pendragon or something like that. And as I go along, I will convert the bases to proper miniatures as I go. But in the meantime, I'll carry on using these until they're all done. And I can still play it. So 4 hours it took me. The book got delivered. I had a little bit of a read over it, decided I want to do it. 4 hours later, I was playing the game. It's a mass battle game, thousands of miniatures, 4 hours. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? So if you fancy it, go on there. I'll put everything on the drive that you need to be able to play this game, because it's a good game. They're doing a 3rd edition that's coming out at the end of the year. I don't know if I'll grab it straight away. I'm a bit like you. I like to see things played, listen to reviews and everything else. There is nothing wrong with this game. The 3rd edition is purely an update. It's like, whatever. People do it, don't they? So if you want, go on there, download the stuff, have a game of it. It's what I did. I can recommend it. It's quite fun. And that's it. I'm waffling now. So I'm going to go and leave you in peace. Ta-da. And I'll make another video soon, hopefully. See you soon. Bye-bye.